Look at this is a public affairs analyst, Dayo Olomuwagun. Thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure.
Well, you just listened to that clip from Simon Lalong. What's your reaction to his anti-grazing law stand?
I think the governor has, he knows what he's talking about, and he has the right to talk for himself and for his people. So if he thinks the anti-grazing law is not necessary in Plateau, then so be it, as long as peace reigns in Plateau.
Well,
but he cannot set what template other states should use. The other states were voted in by their people, indeed, and not the people of Plateau. So he should just allow the other governor to know, consulting with their own people, to know what is good for them.
And then when he also says that the grazing areas have not been developed, what do you think about that? So
again, it's bringing us back to this issue of grazing or no grazing area. The first question you want to ask is, where are those cattle or the herdsmen coming from? Okay, so if I'm in Benue and herdsmen come from other state looking for food in my state, who has the responsibility of building those grazing areas? Should it be the Benue state governor or government or wherever they're coming from? I mean, so if you say you have not indicting the Benue state government that, I mean, they have not produced, they provided the ranging area and this and that before implementing the law, I think, in my opinion, that is not fair.
Well, he has also advised the government of Taraba and Benue states not to implement the anti-grazing law. Will this all go well for peaceful coexistence between farmers and herdsmen?
You see, again, you can come into the public to say you have advised them, and it's like you're inciting the public against these people. Again, that's not fair. But if you come to say, look, you don't want it passed, you don't want that law passed, I can't guarantee that it will enhance the peaceful coexistence of the farmers and the indigenous and the herdsmen. Now, what I'm saying is that because if lawlessness is reigning in the land, and nobody's making any serious move, the government is not making any serious move to ensure there's peace. You know, somebody think you can kill and maim and just go scot-free, and you're saying that we should not legislate anti-grazing bill, that it won't do anything. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't belong to that school of thought. I think if the people think they're defenseless and there's nothing, you know, when they take your livelihood, they're taking your life.
Exactly.
I mean, they found you're working all over the years, and somebody just descended from nowhere. Your territory that, people have been living there centuries. Somebody will come from nowhere and take over your land, take over your property, take over everything, because the cattle should feed, and the cattle's life is more important than the life of the human beings. You see, as long as this continues and the government is not trying to do anything serious, you can't be talking about peace.
All right, well, so far they've proffered so many solutions. The Minister of Agriculture has come up with the next genius one, which is to create cattle colonies. Do you think this will work?
I mean, he's talking about cattle colonies. We are watching to see what the template look like.
Okay.
Now, watching to see what the template look like, because if, for example, Sokoto government, they want to take care of the herdsmen in the state, and within Sokoto state, they created a colony, and they say, okay, all of you guys, herdsmen, come here and do your farming there. Maybe that's be fair if they consult with the people. But to come from Sokoto and to come to Ondo State, for example, or you go to Ekiti, or you go to Benue, and you create a colony for cattle coming from Sokoto or from Kaduna or from Borno or from wherever, I think that's not fair. And you displace the people who have been there for ages, and you move them to wherever you want to move them because the cows must feed. Again, you see, I'm looking at how we do things in Nigeria. So, for example, go to the Niger Delta and see the kind of devastation that be going on in that place. There were fishermen there, and have you made another option for them? Have you created fresh water where they can be doing their business? I mean, people do business and they create the platform for their business to work. I'm a businessman. So if you create the colonies and these guys go there and they make money, whose money? You are using the public resources, my taxes, to create colony, and somebody come there, he works and he make money and he put the profit in his pocket.
Well, Simon Lalong is just the governor of Plateau State. What, in your opinion, should the federal government have done to stem all these attacks that they haven't done?
You see, again, it's only in Nigeria that you see herdsmen moving animals around. I mean, it's practically only Nigeria. In other sane society, in other more developed society, you won't find this. I mean, you drink milk from Holland, you drink from Botswana, you drink from every place. Go to Brazil.
Nigeria, even,
you don't find that.
It wasn't always like this. This is recent.
Okay, now you go to even the Federal Capital Territory, you see cattle moving around, crossing major streets, crossing major roads. It wasn't like this. Wasn't this bad? But again, if your body language, and you see, we're not sure where exactly, whether it's about the cattle or there's something behind it. I give you this example. Somebody came to Jesus in the Bible and to be healed, and the guy got healed, and Jesus said, "Take up your sins that are many are forgiven thee." And the people said, "Oh, you shouldn't have said that. It's only God that can forgive sin." And the guy said, "Look, which one is easier? To say, take up your bed and walk, or to say, your sins are forgiven?" He said, "But you know that I have the authority." So which one is easier? To build a cattle ranch, to be colonies all over the place, or to just stand and use your authority and stem this wider violence? You see, people go and kill, and they say, this is where the killers are, this is where the herdsmen are, and nobody arrested anybody.
Yeah.
Even some people came on air, and they're saying, telling you why they are killing, why they have the right to kill. And nobody has been arrested. Say tomorrow. And you're thinking there'll be peace in the country?
Well, let's hope that the federal government will think of better alternatives to all of this. Dayo Olomuwagun, public affairs analyst, thank you for joining me on TVC News.
It's my pleasure always. Thank you.